Okay, we are recording. Hey, everybody. I'm so excited for tonight. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Katie Herold. I'm a presidential diamond with It Works, and I've been with It Works for about 4 years now, and I have some of the most amazing leaders on my team that just are so good at talking about the business and talking to potential distributors. And I know the number one thing that we always hear is, well, I can't sign distributors. I don't know how to sign distributors. I don't feel comfortable talking about the business. When I bring it up, how do I make the conversation flow? I get asked a lot, well, if they say no, then what do I do? Or how do I look for signs in the conversation to bring it up? All kinds of things. So I want you guys to know that since you're on this call live, you are going to be able to ask questions in the chat. We're going to make this very conversational. So if we're talking about something and you're like, wait, I have a question, feel free to ask and we will address it as best we can. So as you guys know right now, this is the last month for new distributors to sign up to be eligible for those Go and Go Fast bonuses. So this is huge. There's 24 days left of the month. So we're not allowed to give incentives for purchase. We're not allowed to give incentives for people joining or signing up. But right now we have 3 incentives, and they are: this is the last month for the Go to sign up to be eligible for those Go bonuses. You've got 24 extra days to earn them. And when you join in the month of May, you get those free essential oils with your kit. So get creative about how you're reaching out to people, how you're posting. And one of the most awesome things this past weekend about boot camp was Mike Patel said, have you guys ever heard of the Kardashians? And we were like, well, yeah. And he was like, did you know that they get paid about $500,000 per post? Let's see, let's go over. $500,000 per post just for posting something, just for basically advertising for these other companies, for teas and all kinds of stuff. So what if you were getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for your posts? Would you up your post? Would you post more? Would you post better? Would you think a little bit about how it looks and how it sounds? And I think that's really what we need to be thinking about, especially when we want people to join our team. We want to promote, we want to grow our business. So I am just going to go ahead and take it straight over to Jessica Taylor. She's got her glasses on. She's ready. She is ready to give us the good. Hey, Jess.
The glasses come on. That means serious time.
This is serious. Like, you are ready to go. So, Jess, I know that you just love talking about the business. And I know that I talked to you just briefly before the call about people's fears about bringing up the business, or they don't know how to bring it up and they don't know how to look for signs in a conversation or how to make it flow or the right questions to ask. So I'm just going to take it right over to you, and you can just tell us anything you want to tell us and share anything that you want to share about talking about the business and talking to potentials and just making conversations flow.
Okay. Well, first off, I think it's really important for everybody to know, if you are new, you need to get your upline on the phone with you for a 3-way call. It's really, really important because Katie started about 2 months before I did. And I had Katie on so many 3-way calls, so many. I didn't for a long time feel comfortable, and I'm not really sure where that switch came from. But now I just love talking about the business. If it's done anything for you, if you have sold 25, a wrap for $25 and you guys have paid for your gas or got diapers or whatever, then you guys should be sharing that. And I just got so passionate about, I think I'm more passionate about talking about the business than I am about the products. But know that if you guys are new, your upline is there to help you. We have done so much change. When Katie and I first started, we were trying to figure this thing out together. We literally had no idea what we were doing. And so we just were excited. And so we were just, talking to people. But your excitement is going to do everything for you. If you're not excited, they're not going to be excited either. They're not going to be excited to talk about it. They're not going to be excited about, learning about how this has changed your life, like all, everything. And, with me now, I have taken my feelings completely out of it. So it doesn't matter to me if somebody says no, or if they tell me that they're interested, but they don't sign up right away. Like, most people are not going to sign up right away. Most of the time they need a little bit more information. They might need, just anything. You might be talking to them for a year. I'm not even kidding. I've got people that I'm still talking to, still following up with about this business. And I've been in this business almost 4 years. And I'm not saying that it's going to take that long, but know that this is a process. They may not be ready for it yet. And it is all about timing on sometimes with people. So first off, get comfortable with asking your upline to get on the phone with you until you start feeling more comfortable with it, because it's really important for you guys to learn how to ask the questions that you need to. There's going to be times in this business where you're going to be talking to somebody and it's awkward. The conversation is so stale, that you're just like, I don't even know how, to go from here. But then there's other times where the conversation is absolutely so amazing, and you just got to know this wonderful person that you are just so excited about getting started. And so, definitely make sure that you get your upline, or, even your diamond, upline, to get on the phone with you, because that's really important for you guys to learn. Another thing is, take your feelings out of it. Okay. It's not about you. It's not about a $100 bonus. It's not that you're going to make more money. Okay. Because that's not even necessarily true. They may come in this business. They might not be pushing and running like you are going to be. So you have to take your feelings out of it, because it's not about you. And so I think that now when I offer the business to people, my feelings are so out of it. I'm focused on how this is going to help them. It does nothing for me at all if I don't help them make extra income. Like, it does nothing for me. We don't sign up somebody and we get a bonus right away. That's not how this works. And so, I think that taking your feelings out of it is just so important. You're just asking a question. You guys shouldn't feel, anything about it. All you need to realize is, why did you guys get started? Why did you guys get started? The person that you're talking to might need exactly what you joined for. And, just because you guys are now in the inner circle of It Works does not mean that everybody, is judging you or anything like that. And I think that there's just so many people who get so uncomfortable with asking the question that they just don't ask it, even though they have come into an opportunity to ask if this could help them. And for me, if you guys have not read GoPro by Eric Worre, I have taken a little, I don't do everything that he does, and maybe I do it just because I'm so it's just so natural now. But Eric Worre's GoPro is so amazing for you guys to learn how to really take this business seriously and talking to your potentials. Now at first I didn't, I mean, I don't know how long that it's been since I read that book, or how long it's been, but when I first started, I was not doing that. I was almost trying to convince people to get started. I was giving them reasons why I love this. I was just and this, and this, and this, and this, and they're just okay, cool. And then I don't hear from them again. And so I started really taking that seriously, and really started to learn the questions that I need to be asking because of that book. So usually when people come to me, or even if I just ask them, okay, we'll just start with me asking them. If you have somebody who you really like, who you think that they would just be really great at this, okay, you're just going to ask them if they might be interested, and you're going to give them a compliment, because the reason why you want them in this business is because of a certain reason. And I feel like so many people like get so caught up in join my team, join my team, join my team. No one's going to join your team if you're begging like that. And no one's going to join your team if you're asking it like that. You are not the focus. People are not going to join your team because you need to make an extra $100. That's just not how it's going to work. People are going to join your team when you start asking them, how is this business going to help you? How is an extra $100, $300, $500 going to help you? And really digging down deep with them and just asking. But usually when I just ask them, it depends. If somebody asks me, tell me about it works. Well, there's a lot that we can talk about. I could talk about the products. I could talk about my weight loss with this. I could talk about the company. I could talk about our traveling. I could talk about all these things, but it doesn't matter because I don't exactly know what they want to talk about. And so I ask them, are you interested in products of the business? If they say that they're interested in the business, more than likely they're interested in the products too. So it goes just hand in hand. You can't be successful in this business and not like the products either. So it's great that it happens like that. So you can, if I'll ask them, what makes you interested in this business? And you guys, I learned this from Katie because we got on three-way calls. You in this business, you're not going to learn everything by yourself. You're going to have to lean on the people who are, have helped you get started in this business and getting on Zooms like this, because that's how you're going to grow with this. But Katie was the one that taught me what interests you in the business, what interests you and it works. And they will tell you that reason. They'll say, oh my gosh, I just see that you're having so much fun. Or I see that you're making a lot of money. I see that you're successful with this. Or usually they'll tell you that color personality, and the color personality, we all kind of, most of you guys know about color personality, but I don't want you guys going like too much into that and really like being like, I don't know, it's color personalities. They're going to tell you exactly what they're interested in. They're going to say, you have so much fun. Talk about the fun. If they talk about, I see you're making so much extra income. Well, how much extra income could help you? Be on that language with them. If they say, well, I just see that you're helping a lot of people feel better. Talk about that. Talk about your customers, your loyal customers. Talk about your distributors that just joined. I'm just so excited that so-and-so just joined my team. Like, oh my gosh, I'm helping her, be able to pay for her wedding. It's just going to be so great when she's going to be able to do that. And they're like, oh, wow, that would feel so great. Speak their language. It's not about you. It's not about what you want. It's about what they need. And so I really, really just kind of like focus on them. I'll just ask them questions. If I don't know them, I'll ask them about their life. What do you do? Do you work? Do you go to the park? Like, what do you do on the weekends with your kids? They might tell you that they are so busy that they like can't even pee by themselves. Okay. But that shows you that they're always on the go, so that they could be using our Blitz card to be able to build their business, or, social media on their lunch break or something like that. It gives you ideas of how you can help them, how you can give examples of this being successful for them. They're already going to be nervous regardless. They're all going to be nervous. But you need to, really help them focus on the things that they'll be able to do with this themselves. They might not all be, I don't even know, Jade Hooper, okay, in making everything on social media. I wasn't when I first started. I didn't even barely have a social media. So, but the fact that I was always on the go and I had just graduated school and, I was just getting used to a new area, I utilized the Blitz card, so I get an idea of their lifestyle. And then I'll ask them, how much extra income could help you? I need to know how much extra income could help them, because I need to know where they want to go with this. And I need to know how much time they're willing to spend on this.
If they tell me that they want to go diamond, but they can only spend an hour a week on this, I'm that's unrealistic.
Jess,
But
first, I don't know. Whoa. I don't know why. Hold on.
Hello.
Okay. Say something again. Wait, you're muted. Wait, unmute yourself.
Hello.
Okay, here we go again. So you were saying if they tell you something is unrealistic.
Oh, if they tell me that they want to go diamond, they want to make $2,000 extra dollars a month, and they tell me that they can only spend an hour a week on it, that's unrealistic. They can't. That's not going to happen. And I'll be, honest. I'll be like, like the more that you put into this, the more that you can get back. It's just what you're willing to put into this, And so I just kind of get to know them, how much extra income could help them and how much time that they might be willing to spend on this. The most important thing that you guys need to do, relate to them. If they say that they are not able to pay their bills, you need to think of a time in your life that you are not able to pay your bills. Or you're, like with me, I talk a lot to people who have student loans. I know how that feels. I know how $60,000 in student loan debt feels. And so me relating to them and their life, it makes them feel like they're not alone. Like they're a part of this already. Like they're a part of what I am a part of. And so that is crucial for you guys to really, really, figure out a way, if they're really busy. Oh my gosh, I know, like I've got 4 kids and like blah, blah. I mean, I don't have kids, but you know what I mean? Relate to them, figure out a time in this business. Maybe if you're just getting started, you can tell a story of somebody else. Oh my gosh, I know that my friend in the business, she has been in this business for a year and she was just the busiest person ever too. It's like that feel, felt, found. It's like the same thing as like talking to them about products.
Jess, can you really quickly explain what feel, felt, found means?
Yeah. So when somebody says, I don't think that I could do this because I'm too busy. You say, I know how you feel. I felt that way but I found that, so say for example, I'm too busy. I have this going on, this going on, this going on. Oh my gosh, I know exactly how you feel. When I was in school, I felt like I could not put any more on top of my schedule already. I was, doing this, and this, but honestly, I found out that I was around more people and I was talking to more people and I was able to really reach out to more people about this. Hopefully that like made sense to everybody, but that's a feel, felt, found. Just relate to them. You guys all know, I mean, the reason why all of us are in this business is because we all probably didn't have enough money as we wanted to. Well, the most part, some people joined because they just want to party, but most of us wanted the extra income. And so relating to them, understanding where they're coming from, making them feel like they're already a part of this is so important. Also, last thing that I will say, confidence, okay? If you guys don't have confidence in this business, you will. Just make sure that you are plugging into the Show Me the Money calls, our corporate calls, because the reason is you will hear stories of people in this business that are just like you, that they did this, and that will give you an idea. Oh my gosh, like their story was just like me. If they can do this, I can do this. It gives you inspiration. It gives you almost like more courage to go after the things that they did too. And those are the things that I personally think that are crucial in this business. But confidence, hearing those stories, being able to relay those to people that you're talking to about this, sharing stories on your Facebook. Just if you don't have confidence yet, it will come, but just share your excitement. Just share it with everybody. Katie, do you have like any specific questions you want me
Sorry,
to?
I'm paw wiping right now. Don't go anywhere.
I had a lot that I just talked about.
No, that was like all that stuff was really, really good in it, and it really covered everything. And I love what you talked about, like relating to people. And I just kind of wanted to give another example. When I was just talking to somebody who saw one of my posts about the hold on, I'm gonna bring this down here really quick because if I don't do this now, he's gonna walk away from me. So multitasking at its best, guys. My home. Okay, so like when I was just hold on, I gotta mute everybody. Okay, so I made a post not too long ago. It was about products. This girl messaged me, I got her phone number, so we ended up texting because not everybody uses Facebook Messenger as much as us. So try to get people off Facebook and try to get their number because it's usually easier for people. But I'm sitting there talking to her. She wants the system, and I was looking at her Facebook. She looks really fun and friendly, and I know she does nails, and she has 2 kids, and she seemed very excited about these products, like super excited. She would always be messaging me right back, and I said, hey. So I got all the way up until the end when I was just about to get her information, and I said, hey, would you be interested in making extra money? And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm always looking to make extra money. What would I have to do? And I was like, I forget what I said, and I can read you guys the conversation later, but it was really just about like what Jess said. You're just asking a question. And if she would have said, no, you know what, I'm too busy, I'm not really interested in something like this right now, I would have been like, oh, that's okay. You seemed so excited about these products that I just had to throw it out there. But okay, let's go ahead and get your order in. That's how I would have converted the conversation had she not been interested. But, when she was talking to me, she was like, well, what would I have to do? And I said, she said, I work a lot of hours and I have 2 kids. I said, honestly, you can do everything right from your phone. If you're already, I noticed that you post on Facebook a lot anyways, and if you're texting and messaging with somebody, you can work your business right from your phone. And she said, well, I work so many hours. And then I used the Feel Felt Found. I said, girl, I totally feel you. When I first started at Works, I was actually bartending full-time at Chuck's, and I was working like 4 days a week, sometimes 5. And then I was working part-time at the museum. So I totally feel you, because the thing that I wanted out of this was freedom. So I just found time to work it in my spare time from my phone and when I was at home. And she was like, oh, okay. And, so that was a way that I used Feel Felt Found, and I was very genuine because that was true. So I think no matter what the situation, she's married with kids, I'm not, but I found a way to relate to her. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of some of the other things that, Jess, we were talking about. But if you don't have anything to add to that, why don't we just take it over to Sharon? Jess, do you think you're good with what the stuff that you wanted to talk about? Wait, you're still muted. You're muted. I can't hear you. Wait.
Oh God, I keep going on mute. If you guys are talking to somebody about products and they don't have extra income, like they don't have extra income, that's always my go-to. I always say, oh my God, I totally know how you feel, or I totally understand, or whatever. If you're interested, to make some extra income while you're using these products at a discount, I'd love to tell you about what I do. That's all I say. And they will, it depends on where that conversation is, but I literally asked a girl on Instagram today, we were talking about the defining gel, and I did just that. I just asked her, she said, I have to wait for a couple more days. I want to get it, in a couple of days. And I was like, well, if you're interested in making some extra income and trying the products at a discount, I'd love to tell you about what I do. She said, I've thought about it. I just want to try the products before selling. I was like, cool. That works too. You're still going to be using the product. So I'm super excited. And so I switched it right back to the products. It's just about asking the question and they say yes, you take it to that next step.
I love that. Thank you so much. I was actually going to ask you to read the conversation anyways, because I think that's where a lot of people get scared or stuck or, you know, any of those things, or they get super uncomfortable. And Mark always says you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because when you're uncomfortable, that's when you're going to break over this barrier of something great, of something that you actually do want in your business. So sorry, some people somehow keep getting unmuted, but so get comfortable being uncomfortable. Like Jess said, like if you need help, reach out to your upline and say, hey, I've got this person that is interested in the business and I have absolutely no idea what to say. Screenshot conversations and send them to your upline. Ask your upline, hey, can we get on a 3-way call? Can you help me? You've got to ask for help, because the only way I learned is asking for help. And I am a presidential diamond. I've been in the business for 4 years, and I still ask Sarah for help. You know, Jess absolutely 110% knows what she's doing, but she'll message me sometimes and be like, hey, what would you do in this situation? Or what might you say? Because it's always nice to bounce ideas off each other and learn new stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody again, just to make sure. Yeah, so I love examples like that. So make sure you guys know, I mean, there's 31 of you in the call. If you guys have a question for any of us, you can feel free to ask it in the chat. So Jess, why don't we, thank you for sharing that conversation, and I'm going to take it over to Sharon. Sharon, you ready? You're going to have to unmute yourself, girl.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, guys.
Hey, girl, you were at boot camp this weekend.
I was.
What did you think?
It was fun. I liked it. I feel like it went by so fast. That was fun. Katie, I loved your story. Even though I've heard it a million times, like that one was different for some reason. I really liked it. You did a good job.
Thank you. It was for those of you that were not there, I was asked to impromptu tell my story, and I told kind of a different version with more of the struggles, and because I don't think a lot of you guys hear that part of the story, and I think everybody thinks that success looks like this, like a straight line upwards, and it really looks like this with a lot of twists and turns and failures, and all that matters is that you get back up and you keep going. So, all right, Sharon, everybody is like, okay, Sharon signed 4 distributors in the first 4 days of the month, and you were like, I'm just reaching out to my chicken list. So I really want this call to be all about, you know, the words, examples, and kind of just play off of everything that Jess said and tell us, how did you sign those 4 distributors in those 4 days? You know, let's talk about how to talk to people. What were you saying, and how were those conversations going?
Okay, so when the month started, I had a goal. I have a big chalkboard in my kitchen. And if you guys aren't doing stuff visually for yourself, you need to start, because it took me a long time to do that. And at the beginning of this month, I wrote the biggest number I have so far of distributors for the month on my board. I wrote 6. And that seems like a lot, but I still wrote it. And now it says 2. And today's only the 8th. So first thing, before I start talking about anything, you guys just need to set big goals for yourself, because you can achieve anything you want to, for one. But for me, this month, May, for some reason, I just was like, okay, this is going to be my month. And I know I've thought that before, but I was just like, this is it. So you know what? I got out my chicken list, and I just messaged them. Some of them didn't answer me. That's okay. Some of them kind of talked to me about it, but didn't really tell me yes or no. So I'm letting it marinate right now. Month isn't over yet. And then something crazy happened. I had like 4 of them say yes. I had them say, you know what, I have thought about it. Okay, so that's like huge. One girl, I did bring it up to her before, but I backed off pretty quickly because I didn't want to scare her away. And she's now on my team, and she is doing so good, and it's going really well. But
Sharon, can I ask you what you said to these people?
Yeah, I was going to say, when I try to think about what I said to them, for me, I keep it similar for everybody, but all 4 of these people, they're very different people. These 4 people in particular, I know I've never met a few of them in person, but a few of them I have. So basically, I just keep it like this, like, hey, girl, I know you know what I do with It Works, but that's as far as it goes, making it about me. That's the point where I stopped making it about me, because I used to make it all about me, and I didn't even realize I was doing it. You have to make it about them. So I would say, hey, girl, I know you know what I do with It Works. I just have to ask you, because you're somebody I really look forward to seeing your posts every day. What do you think about doing it with me? Like, are you at least willing to talk about it? That's pretty much in a nutshell what I said to all of them. It was no more than 2 sentences. It was very brief. There was one other person I think I asked how they were doing because they had been going through some stuff last year. But yeah, that's really what I did, you guys. And each person that replied, I want to say I messaged 6 and 4 replied. I think it was 6 on that list. I messaged more people than that about it, but that was my list of people I really wanted to make myself message this month. So you just have to keep it simple. And like, for me, when I end with a question, that really helps me get an answer. So if I just say something like, are you willing to talk about it? That's just a simple question. And most of the time they're going to answer you. And at least say, you know, I've had people reply and tell me, you know, I'm not really sure if that's for me, but thank you for asking. So at least you had them answer you, but also a lot of the time people come back and they want to do it later. Because I've literally had people come back to me down the road and like tell me they have thought about it more. They haven't signed up yet, but they have turned around and came back to me and said that too. So I'm trying to think. If I'm talking in circles with guys, I'm sorry, but I had so much I wanted to tell you guys tonight.
Well, Sharon, why don't you talk a little bit, and I definitely want you to share everything that you have written down there, but why don't you talk a little bit about when you send them this message, are you open to hearing about it or whatever you say?
Yeah.
Maybe tell us a little bit about how some of those conversations have gone, because I think that's the number one thing people want to know.
Okay.
What are the words?
Okay, so I say that, they reply. Most of the time, it's usually, I have been thinking about it. And they don't say much else from that. Well, you know, I have been thinking about it. And I'll just reply back and I'll say, okay, well, what have you been thinking about? I try to keep it short. And then they'll reply back. One girl, for example, who is on my team now, she replied and said, you guys, I've had people say the craziest stuff to me. She replied and said, I just don't want to be ripped off. That's what she said. And I was kind of taken back by that. Like, okay, well, at least she's being honest. So I replied and said something like, well, I can assure you that I would never, ever put you in a position to where you would be ripped off. I can tell you that this business can do wonders for your life if you let it. They give you the opportunity. You just have to do something with it. I mean, does that sound like something that you like think that you could learn more about or whatever? You know, I just say something along those lines. And from there, the conversation went really well because I was honest with her. I'm like, look, if you take this and do something with it, you're going to have success. If you don't, then you're not. It's as simple as that. That's another thing I wanted to say. I think people like it when you're honest with them. If you're just like, you know, talking to them about joining your team, like a lot of stuff Jess said earlier is like, I couldn't agree more. But if you're just like Jess said, oh, just join my team, or, you know, join my team. I try not to even use that a lot, you guys. Join my team when I'm talking with them. I try to just be like, look, I'm going to help you every step of the way. If you're concerned about, you know, not knowing what to do, you don't have to be concerned about that because I am going to show you exactly what I have done to be where I am. And it's not even just me. We have an amazing group of people around us that we all help each other. I try to keep, I mean, our team is great. Team's a great word. Don't get me wrong. But I think sometimes that throws people off because it seems like a script. If you're just saying, join my team. So you want to make it mean something. You want them to know that you care, that you're a person, not just somebody on their team, that they're going to be somebody who, go on, baby, go with mommy. Shh. That you're somebody who, that once they join with you, that you're going to care about them, and your words are really going to mean something, that they're not just going to sign up and be left to the wolves. They're going to sign up and have you hold their hand for a little bit, teach them the way. I think people really want that comfort, that security blanket of you telling them that, and you really showing them that you're meaning what you're saying. So that's huge for me.
Sharon, I was just going to say, I completely agree. And I love what Jen Zay says, when she's talking to somebody about the business, and she uses words like "with my help" and "working with me," just so they know, like, just what you said, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to be helping you. And I think, and I could be wrong, but I think no matter what kind of personality you have, I think everybody likes to know that you're going to have someone there helping you and supporting you and showing you what to do. And some people come on and are self-sufficient, and others are like, oh my gosh, hold my hand for the first way. I feel like Sarah's been holding my hand for 4 years, but would I be here if she hadn't, so.
Everybody's different too. I just met with one of my new girls right before I got on this. I just walked in the door. And she's so different from the other girls that signed up. She was like my number one person. Like I wanted to. So she wanted to meet with me tonight, and I met with her, and she's really excited and things like that. But she, loved seeing that diamond chart. That excited her. Other people, it scares them a little bit when I show them the diamond chart. They ask me to see it. I show it to them. Freaks them out a little bit. So you got to think about that when you're talking to people about doing your business. Not everybody is going to be the same with what your words are. So you just have to stop thinking with your brain and start thinking with your heart. And I know that might be hard for some people, but you have to start thinking about the person behind the computer screen is a person. And they are thinking about this because they either need the money or they need friends, if you think about it. I mean, it's when it comes down to it, it's probably one or the other. So you have to think about that. Another thing I ask every single person before they sign up, I say, before you decide, I want you to think of your why. Why are you even thinking about doing this? Is it your kids? Is it your husband? Do you just need money? Do you want friends? I want you to think about that. And if that is big enough, if that is important enough to you for $99 to give this a try, then your answer should be yes. That's something I say usually to them as well.
Okay. Did you have anything else written down that you wanted to share with us tonight?
Just, when I first started, I quite a few months into it, you guys, I used to just do opposite of what I'm telling you to do now. So just be careful about that. I used to say,
maybe just like give us some examples of what not to do, because maybe some of the people on need to hear it, because it might be something that they're doing.
Okay. So say somebody would even ask me, hey, Sharon, I've been seeing your posts. Like, can you tell me more about this business? I would get so excited that I would just be like, oh my God. Yeah. Oh my gosh, girl, you're going to love it. Oh my gosh. Like, you have to do this. Like, you have to, it's going to be amazing. We're going to go to Florida. We're going to go to the green carpet. We're going to have team meetings every week. And like, it's just going to be awesome. Like, oh my gosh, like, when do you want to sign up? Like I was like a spaz because I got so excited about somebody showing interest. Like, it's okay to be excited, but don't scare them away. I used to do that, and I think it was me and Keisha, we were talking about when we look back at our old messages, like, we cringe because we used to like say like a paragraph this long and freak them out, word vomit.
You too. Wait, hold on, I'm going to open it. Okay, Sharon, go ahead and unmute yourself. Somebody get unmuted. But no, I completely agree with you. Like, I feel like at one point or another, we've all word vomited all over somebody, and just what you said, people would be like, hey, Katie, can you tell me about it works? And I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. We have this wrap, and it comes in a box of 4, and then times 24, and you can get one in a box, and you can join for $99. You can be on my team. You can go Ruby. You can earn $500 a month. We're going to have so much fun. And they'd be like, whoa, I was just wondering about the greens, but thanks, bye. Like,
exactly.
So, and it goes back to what Jess was saying earlier. about giving your business value. If you're sitting there saying, oh my gosh, yes, join my team, blah, 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 and you're almost begging them, it kind of devalues your business. You got to just take a deep breath.
You don't want them to think you're
step
desperate.
back. What'd you say?
You don't want them to think you're desperate. You want them.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know what? You guys, I get giddy every single time I get a message. And that doesn't mean that people are just going to come to you. I mean, you'll get that sometimes, but don't get me wrong, guys. When I get a message, I'm like, oh my God, I just got a message from a potential, woo-hoo, and I get so excited. But I got to like, okay, hey girl, what made you interested in the business? Or, hey girl, what type of opportunity you're looking for? I got to tone it down because my blue will scare the crap out of people. But you just really got to tone it down and take a step back and be like, okay, I got to be confident about this. And I have to say, hey, I'm so excited that you're interested in the business. I would love to help you. What type of income are you looking for? So I totally agree. And you guys, we've all been there. It's just time to laugh about it and move on, and just know that next time you got to take a step back and be like, okay, this is where I need to screenshot the conversation, immediately message my upline and say, oh my God, Sharon, what do I say?
Yep, I'm here.
Anything else that you want to share with us, Sharon?
Can you hear me okay? I know it's been acting funky.
Yeah.
Okay. One other thing I wanted to say was, you guys, this works for me sometimes and sometimes not so much, but I think you should try everything. The voice messenger has helped me sign a few people. I don't use it with everybody, but I think if you're listening to this and you haven't tried it, maybe try it and just see how it goes. I will say I think that helped me get my girl Kelsey to join my team, because I used it with her and I think it just made her feel better hearing my voice. So I could just tell. But I don't use it very much, I will be honest, but I have known a few teammates who have had a lot of success with it. So if you want to try it to be personable and just send them a sweet message and say kind of the stuff I said earlier that way, just try it. It might work fantastic for you. Everybody's different.
Sharon, what would you do if you were all right, you're on Facebook. There's this girl named Jess, and you love all her posts. You think she looks like such a fun person. You're like, oh my gosh, I will just kick myself if I don't at least ask. I'm going to send her a voice message.
Yeah.
What?
So I just did this yesterday. And I said, it is a girl that I do follow on Facebook. And I think she is just so pretty and her posts are on point. And that's how we met. She's from my area, but I just have a girl crush on her, I guess you could say. So I sent her a voice message and I said, I know you don't know me that well, but I just have to tell you that you are just an appealing person on Facebook, and I don't even think I'm a creep. But I was just myself, honestly, and I was like, but if you ever want to make extra money and let me show you how to do it and work with me, I would really love to talk to you more about it. And it was something like that, but I messaged a lot of people last week, but she was so sweet though. She was like, I have a lot on my plate right now, but thank you so much for telling me that. That really made my day, because I complimented her. Always give them a compliment too. If you're worried, give them a compliment. Nobody's going to be mean to you if you give them a compliment. So, and I was honest. I'm like, gosh, because she knows I watch her posts. I like everything on her page all the time. But I just was nice and genuine. And I think I was a little more genuine than what I just scripted to you guys. But I think she could hear that in my voice, and she was just like, you're so sweet, and I watch your posts too, and you're always whatever, but I'm not saying no, but I think maybe another time would be better. So if I went, and that she's somebody on my chicken list, she answered me, she didn't sign up, but she said maybe down the road. And she was somebody I felt like I should send a voice message to. There's some people I don't know if I want to send one. I don't know. I just send a little, the text, but you got to try it. Just see.
I think too, I don't think I know. When you ask somebody and they turn you down, whether it's rudely or politely, You guys, 110% you just planted a seed.
Oh yeah.
So, Sarah asked me to join this business with her. I'm not even joking, at least a dozen times. They were all spread apart. Sometimes they were in person at a bar. Sometimes they were through text. But I just kept turning her down. And you couldn't have talked me into it for anything the first time she asked me. And I finally came to her 2.5 years later. So no, truly 110% means not right now. I don't know if you guys remember, but I posted a conversation that I had about 2 months ago. I asked one of my old sorority sisters if she was interested in one of the products because she had liked my post. And she was like, I'm good. Like, she was not even nice about it. She just messaged me a couple days ago, and she's going to be ordering almost 100 BV worth of products. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And, how have you been? And I just played it off. And I knew that even though she was kind of rude to me, that I just planted a seed. And here I am 2 months later about to sign a new loyal customer from it. So no truly means not right now. Okay, so hold on, I got a question over here. So I have a few distributors, but I've lost all of them except for my boyfriend. How should I answer when they ask me where I am? I tell them the truth, but I feel stupid because I've been in for a little over a year and I'm still a distributor. Okay, so my answer to this is you don't have to tell them where you are right now. You tell them where you're going. Do you know, for the longest time, I told people that I was going to be making $10,000 a month at the end of the year because my big goal was triple diamond, and it took me forever to get there. And every time people would talk to me, do you think I was making $10,000 a month? No, but I would tell them in pure confidence. Right now, I'm a distributor. But by the end of, by Christmas time, I'm going to be making about $1,000 a month, and I'm going to be helping at least 2 people be making $500 a month. Would you be interested in one of those positions? I mean, we have to be careful with talking about positions because it's not a job, but I hope that answers your question. Jess Taylor, how would you answer that? You there?
Okay, yes. I mean, I would do the same thing. I would almost like revert right back to what they want. I would just be like, well, where do you want to go? Like how much income are you trying to make? Like, I literally, I mean, it took me, you guys, was it 7 months to go executive? So, I mean, I had those before too, but I always told my goals. I was always like, oh, I'm going Ruby this month. I'm so excited. And they're like, oh, wow. They don't care. You just tell them I'm doing this month. But you better believe that when you start saying it, you better start believing it. So.
And another thing, not just believing it, but actually doing it. Like, if you tell people, hey, I'm going to be making X amount of dollars by the end of this month or this date or whatever, you need to start working your booty off to get there, because people watch what you do. Some people are waiting. They're watching you. They're seeing how consistent you're being with this. They're seeing if you're actually going places with this before they sign up with you, whether it be for a loyal customer or a distributor. So think about, would I join my own team? Take a look at your Facebook. Take a look at your business in the past few weeks, months, whatever, and say, would I join my team? And ask yourself that. And if the answer is no, today's the day that you get to turn that around and, start making your Facebook better. Start posting about it works more. Start being more excited. Start actually working, because people are going to pick up on that. And that's when, they're going to be like, okay, she's really serious about this. I'm going to join her. So not only do you have to believe it, like Jess said, but you actually have to do it. And you guys, I always forget about this, but don't be afraid to talk about, if you are not where you want to be yet, and you're like, okay, I don't want to tell them that I'm a distributor and I've been in for a year. You can just say, we have, my team and I have partnered with one of the top income earners or some of the top income earners of the company, and our team is just going big places this year, or whatever you want to say. I mean, we really have partnered with the top income earners of the company. You guys, our uplines, I mean, I'm a presidential diamond, so I'm within 1% of the company. Our upline, Sarah, she's number 18 out of 150 paid distributors in this company worldwide. She's number 18. Our other upline, Shelly Hyde, she's number 33. Our other upline, Cammie, she's now taken the position of field development, but she was number 1. So you can just tell them, we have partnered with some of the top income earners in the company, and this is where I am going in the next 6 months, and I would love for you to come with me. Shalice asking about vendor tables. We can talk about that tonight just because we're running out of time, and this, I want to gear this more towards how to talk about the business and potential distributors. Tiffany, I'll get the recording out. Can you post too much on social media? You absolutely can post too much on social media. Your social media should look like you are a positive, awesome, fun person, and It Works is a part of your life, and you love it, and you're passionate about it. You shouldn't go to your Facebook page, and it shouldn't be all It Works posts. If all of your posts are It Works posts, and you just look like an It Works commercial, you're like spam. Nobody's going to want to join you. But if you're posting about your personal life in between and getting creative, so like this morning I posted about, Carter, stop. This morning I posted about an interactive post. Has anybody ever been to Jamaica? I'm really needing some ideas of what to pack. And then, I posted some other stuff about this sale I'm having. And then I talked about I made a post about the essential oils in the business builder kits. And then I posted something else, a quote. And then I went live and I opened my latest It Works order. And I talked about how excited I was, and I explained each product and why I was excited to use it. And, tonight I'm going to be posting about why I joined this business. So you really need to, people need to see you. Your Facebook is your channel. And if it's all commercials, they're going to change the channel. They're going to go somewhere else. So, Harley, I hope that answers your question. When we finish, I can direct my distributor. I will have to upload the recording. All right, so you guys, the corporate call is in 5 minutes. Like Jess said, you are going to build your confidence, your vision, your excitement about this business when you get on these conference calls. So don't miss them. And you better believe when we hang up, Jess, Sharon, and I will all be on the corporate call. So first, I'm going to give you guys the number for the corporate call, and then I'm going to let Jess and Sharon close out with anything that they want to close out with. But so it's every Monday night at 9 o'clock with Pam Sauter. She's our Chief Networking Officer, our Mama Duck. The number's always the same. It's 832-225-5825. I put it in the chat. And the code is 489675#. And that's always the number, and that's always the code. And I can't wait. I'm going to check out, see what they're going to be talking about tonight. So, Jess, I'm going to take it back over to you for just a minute. Do you have anything to close out with tonight that you want to say about talking about the business and about talking to potential distributors?
People like stories, so just tell stories. So this weekend or at 9 o'clock, hop on the Show Me the Money call, write down some stories that you hear about, and you'll be able to refer back to those stories when you're talking to potential distributors, because people love stories. So if you are new to this business and you don't have a story yet, you should be using others. So that's what I always did.
Perfect. And you still do. I mean, you still share other people's stories, but, she doesn't tag them because you don't want your potentials to go to their page and sign up with them. But she'll be like, this is my friend Katie. And then she'll tell my story. She doesn't tag me, but she used my picture. And people are going to see that and be like, oh my gosh, I relate to that story. Jess, I want to do this with you. All right. Thank you so much. That was an awesome tip. Sharon, do you have anything that you would like to close out with? Any last words that you want to say about helping people talk about the business or to potential distributors? You're muted.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. It's like lag it on me. I would just say, kind of like what Jess said, share your story. I do find when I share my story, that seems to speak to people. And I don't care, you guys, if you just joined us this last week. Everybody has a story. You could say why you joined and what this has already done for you in the past week, even if it's not financially. It doesn't have to be, money. It just have it come from your heart and tell why you joined and what you're excited about. People are going to start watching you. So like Katie said, make your posts, not all it works, but make it, make your page like you are proud to be with It Works. Okay. Just tell your story, be proud of what you're doing. Don't ever doubt yourself, and just be confident in what you're doing. And I'm telling you, if you do all of that and you plug in and you keep a good relationship with your upline, because that is what we're here for, like things will start changing for you. That's my advice for the night.
Thank you, Sharon. One last question we had was, should you get an okay from the person you're sharing your story? Melissa, if somebody's putting their story out there to the world, you're okay to share it. Just copy it and, make it your own instead of my number one tip for that is just don't click the share button, because essentially you're just sending people to them. And if they relate to them, that's who they're going to sign up with. So just, go ahead and copy it into your notes and then paste it into your status. But my personal opinion is if they're putting it out there and they're sharing it, It Works. We are one team, one mission. And if I put my story out there, you are more than welcome to share it. So, guys,
sorry.
You guys, I put the number for the corporate call into the chat. It's 832-225-5825. PIN code 489-675#. Pam is going to be on with the two top money earners, Joel and Stephanie Dunn, and number 2 income earner, Renessa Brown out of DC. This girl tells it like it is. She'll give you no BS. And also a brand new presidential diamond from Canada. I cannot wait. It starts now. Guys, I appreciate you so much for being on with us, and I hope you learned something, and we'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye, everyone.